गुरु भगवंत।
गुरु की शरण रहू कर जोर, गुरु की शरण रहू कर जोर, गुरु बिना मैं नाही होर, गुरु बिना मैं नाही होर।
गुरु मेरी पूजा गुरु गोविंद, गुरु मेरा पार ब्रह्म गुरु भगवंत।
गुरु बोहित तारे भव पार, गुरु बोहित
Om Shanti and good evening to all the viewers, today's participants and well-wishers. We start our today's webinar with the remembrance of beloved Sri Baba, who is our Supreme Father, Supreme Teacher, Supreme Sadguru, and also Supreme Counselor. We also seek the blessing from our most loving Dadijis, from female brothers and sisters. The topic for today's webinar is Inspiring Teacher. Counselor is Dr. Tulika Dasji. Dr. Tulika Dasji is retired from a very reputed technical college of Kolkata after entering services for almost about 30 to 40 years. She has started practicing as a spiritual counselor at least about 2 years before, after completing her master in counseling and spiritual health. She has been an inspiration to many students and giving many kind of services also in beloved Babas. Then we have with her in supportive role Sister B.K. Kusum Tiwari. Sister B.K. Kusum Tiwari is also from the education sector. She's working as a principal, a very reputed college of Uttar Pradesh, and recently completed her master's in counseling and spiritual health, and is practicing as a spiritual counselor for almost about 3 months before, very successfully. So today's session will be live on YouTube as well as Facebook. We accept any kind of mental health related counseling. Viewers can reach to us by filling the free counseling form from our website name is www.spiritualreceiver.com. Also, we can be contacted in our WhatsApp number 932107007. Viewers can send us their feedback for our webinars, and we'll be happy to implement their suggestions, which will help our webinars better. I request now Dr. Tulika Daji to start the session. Thank you to everyone for joining either live on YouTube. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Good evening, everybody. Our topic today is inspiring teacher. Teachers play a very important role in shaping the lives of children. They are the role model for many students. They also teach ethical values and imbibe moral values in children. They are considered as the builder of the future generations. Today, Sister Kusum, who is a principal of a school and a counselor too, will come with the general problems that teachers face while teaching students. We shall find out the solutions to the problems. With the blessings of Parampita Paramatma, our Supreme Teacher, Supreme Father, and Supreme Counselor, we shall start our session. Good evening, Sister. How can I help you today?
Good evening, sister.
Good evening.
Sister, as I told you that I am the principal of a school, and teachers often come to me with students' problem. Nowadays, problems are arising much more because I have always resolved them. Some problems when they are coming with me and talking me and discussing me, I am resolving that problem. But recently, problems are increased so much that I find it difficult to cope up with them.
Which class of students do teachers find difficult to deal with, sister? And what are the general problems?
My school has students from classes 1 to 8, sister. Up till class 6, the students are obedient, disciplined, and take interest in their studies. But recently, teachers are complaining that some students, when they are promoted to the class 7th or 8th, so start behaving differently. Their behavior is changing according to the situation, you can say, or according to the grooming, hormonal change, you can say. So they seem to become interested in all other activities except the studies. And most of them are inactive. They are inactive in the sense of what? Teachers are teaching, what they are saying, what they are discussing. They don't have interest in all these things. Most of them are inactive in the class and they can't sit still for even half an hour in the classroom. So they start getting after some time, talk among themselves and distract their friends as soon as the teacher turns to the blackboard. When only. And what is happening in between, sister, that they don't bother to complete their homework or any other assignment that the teacher gives them. Even if the teachers punish them, they don't seem to be bothered. So they are continuously falling back in their.
Okay, sister, do the teachers call them and speak to them?
Yes, but students don't communicate at all. They simply keep quiet because they. I'm finding that they are not so much innovative. They don't have too much ideas. So they always keep their mouth bound. All the teachers in the school are very dedicated and sincere. In my school, all teachers are sincere. They become very much disappointed when their students do not fulfill their expectations, sister.
See, I think these are the common problems that all teachers in most schools are facing today, isn't it? So today we shall certainly find out ways as to how to help students become more active and more attentive in the class, just as you said, okay? See, actually, sister, every person is different and everyone has a unique type of learning style. When the teacher's style of teaching does not match with that of the student's learning style, the student loses interest in class and so gradually fails to perform well in spite of the teacher's effort. See, every individual has his or her own preferred way of learning. And you know that there are 7 learning styles. And of these, 4 main styles are, see, visual learning style. So visual learners, they use pictures, charts, maps to help them grasp new information, right? Then there are auditory learners. So auditory learning style, what happens? These learners learn best by listening to someone through a lecture or an audiobook or video with sound or from discussions. See, they are very good listeners, no? So they can repeat details from lectures when asked questions. See, you will observe that some students will immediately answer questions correctly from portions that you teach in class, isn't it? While others, they will just keep quiet. They will not try to answer at all. No. So those who are auditory learners, they will immediately grasp what you are telling them and they will answer your questions. Then there are kinesthetic learnings. There is kinesthetic learning style. See, you must have observed, you know, there are some people who love to do work continuously. See, at home also we find some women are cooking or cleaning or dusting furniture or stitching or knitting, you know, doing something or other, as if they can't sit still for a moment also, isn't it? So what happens? They need to touch and they need to move. They enjoy hands-on activities and experiments, practical exercises and role play. See, they prefer to move around while working and learning. So they captivate others with their energy and engagement. But what happens? They will struggle when you make them sit down, and if they have to remain inactive for long stretches of time. So see, your teachers say that some students are inactive in the class, no? They start fidgeting after some time. For even half an hour, they can't sit still, right? And so they start talking amongst themselves. They start distracting their friends as soon as the teacher turns to the board, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not the student's fault, sister. Is it? See?
No, not at all. I now understand how it is not their problem. Yeah.
Yeah. So see, it is the learning style, no, which makes them behave in this manner. Also, see, another type is verbal or read-write learning style. So the verbal learning style is also called read-write style. And this focuses on words, whether the word is spoken or read out or written.
Yeah.
See, so verbal learners, they read information, they repeat them aloud, or they copy them down. What they do is they learn by reading books and taking notes.
Yes.
Other less common learning styles are logical learning style. See, logical learners, they focus on logic. What do? They learn best by asking questions to try to understand the material. Okay.
Yeah.
Then there is social learning style. Social learners, they are known as interpersonal learners. You know, they like to be around with people. They are very social. So they learn best when they study in a group. They don't like to study alone. And so they prefer group discussions, right? And the last class is solitary learning style. This is intrapersonal learner. Unlike the social learner, the solitary learner learns best when they are by themselves. That means they like to be alone. So in this class, you know, researchers, scientists, they belong to this learning style.
Yeah.
All the time they're alone. They don't like to interact with others.
But sister, I want to know how it is possible for a teacher to follow so many methods in a class, है ना? Of 50.
Exactly. You are right, sister. See, in the classroom, what happens, the best way is to accommodate different learning styles so that you can incorporate multiple senses into the learning process. See, children taught with multi-sensory approach, they retain information better. You know why? Because they have more opportunity to connect with what they are absorbing. So you can adopt this system in your school. You can ask the teachers.
Suppose we are teaching grammar, sister.
Okay.
Suppose we are teaching grammar. How it is possible to follow this approach?
Okay. See, sister, suppose you're teaching noun. Okay, to students. So first what you do, you define noun, isn't it? And so when you define the word noun, what happens? Those who are auditory, they understand. No, auditory learners will understand. Next, what you do, you show pictures of different people, places, things related to noun. So what will happen? This will help visual learners to learn better, isn't it? Then you can give them a task. You can tell the students, find out objects which fall under the classification of noun. So what will happen, you know, those who are kinesthetic learners, they will start going about the room and they will pick duster, chalk, pen, pencil, book, no, and they will say, see, these fall under the classification of noun. So they are kinesthetic learners, right? And what will those who are verbal learners do? Immediately, you know, when they bring out the list, they will start noting the nouns and noting the names of these objects under the word noun, and they will start writing them down. So see, the students will participate and the lesson will be very interesting, very memorable, isn't it? Suppose you're teaching a drama, make them enact the scenes, okay? But change the rules after some time so that they don't get bored and everyone gets a chance, no? So you see, this will make the lesson also interesting. Students will also remember better.
Okay. Is it possible to incorporate this in mathematics also, sister?
Yes, sister. See, suppose in maths class, teacher takes up the topic on circle, right? So what will the teacher do? She or he will go to the board and he will draw the circle on the board, no? So for those who are visual learners, they will know what a circle is. Then what does the teacher do? He or she will describe what a circle is. No? Auditory learners will learn what a circle is. And then what happens? The teacher can ask students to pick out objects which are circular in shape. Then what will happen? Kinesthetic learners will become very interested. So in this way, you know, the attention of the whole class, the teacher can draw. Otherwise, some will be interested, others will not be interested. No. Also, sister, nowadays, no, we can make PowerPoint presentation of any topic. No. So when the teacher makes a PowerPoint presentation, what happens? Visual learners will benefit directly. No? So the teacher not only shows the slides, he or she will talk about the slide, right? So when he or she talks about what happens, the auditory learners, they will understand better, right? And at the same time, what will verbal learners do? They will listen and they will take down notes. See? So the whole class is paying attention to what the teacher is doing. See, sister, I must share with you something. See, I'm a student of Prajapita Brahma Kumari's Ishwariya Vishwavidyalaya. No, you have heard of this name? No. So, see, those who are members, we are all students over there actually. Students ranging from school-going students, college-going students, adults of various ages. See, speaking different languages, coming from different cultures, with different educational background, and employed in different jobs. They are also homemakers also. See, you know what we do? We learn meditation here so that we can face and overcome all types of adverse life situations in a calm and stable manner. See, sister, when you come across a pleasant incident, isn't it? We don't have to teach anyone to be happy. No, but when we come across an what shall I say, unpleasant incident in our life, what happens? We get upset. So this meditation helps us to remain calm. Understand, sister? See, sister, here our supreme teacher, Parampita Paramatma, and he teaches us 7 types of Rajuga meditation based on the 7 learning styles.
Okay.
Shall I discuss about them? You'll get interest. See, so in this Rajuga meditation, you know, we are taught that we have to go to Paramdham and we have to visualize our supreme teacher there, and we take power from him. So this is visualization meditation, right? He teaches us Path Swarup meditation. That is also visualization meditation, right? So visual learners will benefit from this meditation. They can do this meditation very easily. Auditory learners, they do meditation with music. They listen to songs, Baba's Geet, with attention, with love, and they get engrossed in his love. See, sister, kinesthetic learners, they do yoga while working. Hello, while cooking, sweeping, dusting, cleaning. So what happens? This means they are karma yogis. They are doing karma at the same time they are doing yoga, right? So verbal learners, what can verbal learners do? See, they can write a Swaman 21 times, 54 times, 108 times. So see, they read and they will write. So this is verbal. See, every day we listen to the Murli. Okay, that is God's Mahavakya, right? And the Murli begins with the essence followed by a question and answer. This is for logical learners. So they know the question and they find out the answers. See, our supreme teacher, he always tells us Murli Sunna or Sunana, Parna or Parana. See, this is for interpersonal learners. That is, whatever knowledge they get from Baba's Murli, they will share with others because they love to talk, they are social. So instead of talking, unwanted things, so if they share knowledge with one another, so they will be themselves benefited. They can benefit others. See, for intrapersonal learners, what does the Supreme Teacher advise us? He says, form all types of relations with him. He's a father, he's a mother, he's a teacher, he's our friend, he's a lover, he's our child. So see, when we form all types of relations with him, what happens? We share everything with him. No, so interpersonal learners are what? They are generally introverts. They don't share anything with anybody. So in this way, when we form a very firm, a very strong relationship with him, we can share everything with him. See? So you said that students cannot communicate effectively with the teachers, isn't it? See?
Yeah.
Really, sister, they are afraid of being scolded by the teachers if they speak the truth. Now, suppose any student tells a teacher that he or she does not get interest in the way the teacher teaches. Will the teacher appreciate the student?
No, I don't think so.
Exactly. See, so actually students are attention seeking. They want attention from elders, from seniors, from teachers. But you know what happens nowadays? Both parents are working, isn't it? In most cases. And they don't have anybody at home to share their problems. That is, children don't have anybody at home to share problems with. So when parents come home after a long days of hard work, they can't give their children time. No? So the children feel lonely, and so they engage themselves in other activities rather than studies. No, as you said, they're interested in almost everything except studying. No. So what happens, see, sister, here our Supreme Teacher always says he's our father and he's our teacher. A teacher is a role model for a student, isn't it? This means a teacher has to be a parent first and then a teacher. This is very important. No. So see, parent means having qualities of mother and father, right? So mothers are caring, understanding, empathetic, patient,
Ah,
tolerant,
ah,
accommodative,
Hmm.
they are supportive,
hmm,
and above all, they are good
Hmm.
listeners. Isn't it? So any problem, what we
Yes.
do? We go to our mothers, we don't go to our father, generally.
ah,
Fathers
Hmm.
are logical. See, they are reasonable, they are authoritative, right?
hmm,
And they
Hmm.
are sometimes tough, but yet what happens? They are fair. They are very fair. And
ah,
you know what is very important? They are
ah,
vocal, but they are not emotional. Mothers become emotional.
Yes.
No? So see,
Hmm.
sisters, students are constantly observing teachers and they are absorbing everything. See, they watch every action of the teacher, the tone of the
Hmm.
voice, the body language, expressions, the
Hmm.
way a teacher talks, the way a teacher sits, the way a teacher walks, the way a teacher stands, everything they observe minutely.
Hmm.
So a teacher's role is very, very important. See,
Yes.
only when the student finds all the qualities of a mother and father in the teacher, will he or she come forward to share problems and find solutions to them. You understand, sister?
These qualities must be inherited in a person. How can
Exactly.
I want to know how can teacher invite them, and we cannot teachers at this stage, है ना?
Exactly.
Can
Exactly.
we?
No, you can't train the teachers exactly. But see, sister, teachers must inspire students. No, they must genuinely care for the students and they must never give up. See, our supreme teacher is a parent, teacher, as well as a counselor. So every teacher has to fulfill 3 duties. See, teacher must be parent, must be teacher, and must be counselor. You know, today all technical students keep a counselor. And the student cannot find interest in studies until and unless he or she is happy.
Yes.
Isn't it? So, sister, I suggest you take the initiative to find out the reason for their unhappiness.
How, sister? How?
Sister, do you take classes?
I took in a week. I took 1-2 classes, and I interact with the students also. I get them.
See, sister, you can keep at least 1 period for a month for interacting with students. Of class 6, you have till class 8, no? So students of class 7 and 8.
I'm in the class.
So see, since you are the principal, no, they will not open out to you at first. Because with the school principal, we generally keep a distance, isn't it? Actually, it's not purposely, but by virtue of the position of the principal, students don't interact so often with the principal, isn't it? So they will not open out to you at first. So you have to be very, very tactful. See? So you start asking questions as what they like besides studies, you know, in a very friendly manner. Okay. And they tell them, ask them, if you are made in charge of this school, what modifications will you make? Just ask them. So in the beginning, no, 1 or 2 may start answering. And then what happened? Everybody will join. Because everyone wants to express their views, isn't it? Right? So what happens? You can teach them some concentration exercises. As you said, the teachers complain they can't concentrate in the class, no? And you can make them play a drama. Let it be a recreation class. See, every day they're studying. At least there are 7 to 8 periods in the every day, isn't it? In the routine. So once a month, let them enjoy their time with you. Okay. Let it be recreation for them. Let them speak freely. You are very friendly by nature. So let them be friends with you. Only when they are friends with us, no, they will start sharing everything. Okay. See, make them sing, dance, recite, tell stories. Tell them to share good moments of their lives, funny moments of their lives with you. With you means with everybody in the class. Okay. See, in this way, what happens, they will become a little free and they will start talking freely. Okay, sister. See, after 3 to 4 months, what happens? What you do is you give them a sheet of paper and you tell them, write down unhappy moments of your lives or incidents which you don't want to keep in your memory and you want to forget. Okay. Give them enough time. Then tell them, tear the sheet and throw the pieces in the dustbin. Okay, sister. And from this moment, you just tell them, from this moment, don't think of these unhappy incidents because they are no more. They have passed away. So put a full stop, right? And you say, mind is not a dustbin to store rubbish. Instead, make it a temple. Keep only good memories and good, what shall I say, thoughts which will make you happy. Okay. See, they will understand the message.
Okay.
The message that you're trying to give them. No. And this will draw them close to you.
Okay.
And gradually you will find that they will start confiding in you. Follow, sister?
And sister, one of my teacher was asking the children are not innovative in arts also because they are not taking interest in arts activity also, like activity, nor they are good and not they are too much active also. So what?
Sister, understand. See, what is happening, you are dealing with young adolescents, right? They are very curious, right? They have many questions in their mind regarding life, right? And they are searching these answers. That is, they are searching the answers to their questions, right? And as I said, they don't have anyone to share with. So every child has access to smartphone nowadays.
Yes.
They are getting so much information from internet, from YouTube, right? So their eyes are always glued to the mobile. And nowadays they also play games in the mobile. See? So because they play games in the mobile, you will find children have lost interest in outdoor games also, sister.
Yeah. Nowadays they are seeing this also.
Previously, see, when we were children, what happened? Even if we had 5 minutes gap during 2 periods, we ran into the, what shall I say, garden or out of the class.
We think too much physical activities on those days.
Exactly. But nowadays, see, they are sitting in the room and just watching, looking at the mobile. See? Now, you know, sister, recent studies show that mobile can make children violent and hyperactive. Mobiles disturb sleep. Mobiles make them feel lonely and depressed. So you have to convince them, sister. See, you can restrict the use of mobiles through a strict order, can't you? And the teachers actually have to be more innovative in lesson planning, sister, to captivate the interest of the students. The teachers can do something, the previous day, they can announce the topic of, which they are going to teach in the class. All right. And what happens? Students can hold group discussions on the topic. The teacher will announce the topic and she will say next day there'll be a group discussion. All right. So there can be a group discussion, or they can say you can play the role of a teacher. You come to the board or you come in front of the class and you explain to them in your own way what you have learned from the topic. That is, self-study. So they get used to self-study. Nowadays, with tuition, with so much, what shall I say, internet, everything, they are getting so much facilities. They are spoon-fed, sister. No, that's why they are not innovative. They don't know how to use their mind.
Sister, and in not creative, even if they are not creative also, and they don't want to learn extra learning things also.
Exactly, sister. See, so you have to make them involved in this manner. No, announce the topic on the previous day. They can go through the book. If they want, they can take more information from the internet. Okay, but in that way, you know what happened? When they play the role of a teacher, they will understand. When the students, that is their friends, don't pay attention, they will understand what it is like to stand in front of them and the students not paying attention to the teachers. No, so you can, then there can be a question answer session. See, you can make two groups. One group will form questions and the other group will find answers to the questions. So in this way, make the class students more active. Students
More,
must be more active, no, in this way. So the class will also be enjoyable. The class will also be interesting. So actually what happens, you know, nowadays, when we were small, the method adopted by teachers was chalk and talk method. See, the teacher used to talk and use the chalk on the board, isn't it? But nowadays everything has changed, no? And it is said the teacher must just observe and the students must do everything. Right? So in this way, if the teacher announces the topic beforehand, I think he or she can involve the teacher, students, and the students will enjoy it also. Understand, sister?
And I think that each one and teach one also method can be implemented.
Yes. The students, you know, if you can, what shall I say, take a project and utilize, help the, actually the students at this stage, you know, they're also very helpful. They like to help others. So introduce this project to them. I'm sure they will benefit from it.
Sister.
And another thing is language, sister. See, you said no, they cannot communicate. Do they speak in English or in Hindi at school?
No, bilingual they are using.
Okay.
English.
So you can say, you know, you have to use in this period, you have to talk in English or talk in Hindi. This way, if you make some rules, no. So see, in the beginning, they will make mistakes. But slowly, they will learn, because actually what happened, we learn our language only by practicing, not by writing, isn't it? Or reading. We have to practice speaking. So allow them to speak, even if they make mistakes, doesn't matter. They will soon learn. Okay.
We are giving chance to speak up, because we want that to speak up much more, because they are keeping their mouth mum always, and we are always speaking and keeping them.
Yes, sister. But see, nowadays methodology has changed. Students must interact and the teacher must watch. Exactly. So I suggest, sister, since you are so much concerned about your teachers, you have so much concern for your students, I'm really happy to meet such a principal. So you can, what shall I say, hold more interactive sessions, no, with the students, even with the teachers. But see, with the students, what happens? Just listen to them patiently. Let them talk. Don't be judgmental. Don't come to any conclusion. And let them give their own suggestions to make things right. But just see that they are in the right track. This is a very young age, no? And they don't hold any enmity against anybody. This is very important. And just see that they are not heading towards destruction. You know, this age of 11 to 13 is very crucial.
Yes.
They think they are grown-ups. They think they have become independent. They need maximum guidance. They need maximum counseling during this period.
Yes.
Trust them. Show respect towards them. Treat them as adults. Give importance to their views. But at the same time, keep watch over their activities from a distance. So be loving but detached. Follow?
I think so, sister, ki conversation is an individual choice. It can be, and we can implement, we can even if give them new thinking and thoughts also, because they don't have any thinking process, right thinking process.
Exactly. So you can give them a topic, a current topic on which they can discuss. in their level. I'm not saying such very much high topics. So which they understand, they'll be able to know. But you can give, you can also give them problems of children, topic like that. They bring the problems and they will bring their solutions. And you are, of course, there to guide them. No, in this way, I think they will be benefited from their studies as well as these interaction classes. And you can also hold meetings with your teachers regularly to see how much every class has improved. So in this way, I'm sure you can, what shall I say, encourage them. See, sister, thank you very much.
Thank you, sister. Thanks
for
a lot.
coming.
Thank you.
And I do hope I've been able to satisfy you.
Yeah, surely, sister. You have given too much precious suggestion for me. And even if I'm too much bothered and concerned about my students also and teachers, and I being a principal, I want that my school atmosphere should be like this. Each and everyone, they can come up with new things, innovative things, so that everyone
exactly
was concerned, and I approached you. Thank you so much for helping me out, and
I wish you all the best. And may your school be the topmost, in the sense that all students are successful in life. What is important, to face adverse situations in life very calm, in a stable manner. That is what we need much more than learning things by heart, isn't it? Thank you very much, sister. Om Shanti.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tulika, counselors for today's topic. Inspiring teacher. Informing to the counseling is herself as a principal. She has approached our counselor stating that a school is from first plus standard. Students, as they promoted to the high classes, they have to struggle a lot when the hormone changes and they start finding. And they get distracted also while paying their attention for study. So now she has approached the counselor that which method can be best for learning. As we know that traditional way there are 4 types of methods: learning: visual, auditory, kinesthetic, reading, and writing. But now, depending on the need of the student and their age and their requirement, the method will also change. But it depends on the students' liking or their interest also. So depending on the needs, especially after this COVID, which started in the year 2019, some changes have also adopted in learning style. Because during the COVID time, online classes were conducted. It was not possible for teachers to conduct the classes physically. A lot of changes have taken place. And many new experiments have also been made in the learning style. Some of them are like online learning we all know. Because teachers' job is very stressful, especially when they are with the students physically. They have stress and all, and they have to answer also for the question. So online learning is quite interesting and easy also because you have to just say video and everybody is listening or share. That method is also help any student during the COVID time because otherwise they would have wasted their money. Second is experiential learning. Experiential learning is a great teaching method because it encourages creativity, helps students learn from mistakes, fosters reflective thinking, and prepares students for future expression. And depending on the individual student, the differentiation. This is a instruction of students depending on their individual needs because every student has got a different need and it takes care of all the students depending on which method they will perfectly choose. So this is the most sort of method where every children's need is taken care of this and nobody should be deprived of that other students' choice can be different because what happens no matter whatever the subject is there, student will take interest only if he can the subject is of his interest and he can cope up with this and if it is not made interesting, he will lose the interest in the study. So differential method takes care of it. Every student's need is taken care of it and depending on it, the teachers can make sure that everybody is taking interest in it. And blended learning method is also commonly used. It's a combination of traditional face-to-face learning and technology-based learning. And we know that in today's modern world, students are very much used to technology also. So if it is not there, they will not take interest. So depending on the need of the student, the learning style can be made more interesting and make sure that students take interest, keeping in mind their interest. And teachers should also cooperate and make sure that everybody's need is taken care of. And it is made studies made more interesting. And most students join the classes because students generally find that the classes are not interesting at all for them and they get bored. So that's why they start, their attention is diverted towards other activities and they find it quite boring. And then they stop coming to school hours. So learning style as the topic for today's webinar was there. As we know that you cannot have any traditional approach. That's why schools are keeping the counselor's job, giving importance to it. So after talking to the student, what his needs are there, which style of learning he will prefer to have, and how the classes can be more interesting for them, and how their special needs are taken care of. So maybe all these learning methods are included. So class will be made more interesting. Students will come at their own, and the attendance in the school will increase. Thank you very much. Today's conference, Dr. Tulika Dasji, and the counseling myself is a principal in a school. But sometimes it becomes very difficult for the management also. The vice students bunk the classes, why the result is not good, why the classes are not made more interesting, how the attendance can be increased, why students' attention is diverted for some things which are not required at this stage. So these all can be taken care of if learning style is made more interesting and needs, requirements, and all their queries should be answered by teachers. So thank you very much to both the participants. Session comes with this. Om Shanti. Good night to all. We accept any kind of mental health related counseling. We are standing to us especially in the free counseling from our others. They must have looked at the speeches. Also, you can be contacted on our cell number 93207. Session comes with this. Om Shanti.